to bake cake at home without oven. I have taught you guys how to make vanilla cake. Now watch how to without a mixer. I have taught you guys how to make vanilla cake without a mixer. Now watch how to make that same vanilla cake, bake it without an oven. It is very easy and stress-free. All you have to do is pay attention to my instruction, and guess what? Even if you don't know anything about cake making, you are going to be a pro by wanting to bake now. Now, there are different methods in which you can bake without oven. All you need first of all is a pot. If you have a big pot, make sure the pot is able to size this pan you're going to use. The pan I'm using is size 7, so this pot is able to size it. Now you can use water. When you put the water in the pot, then you place your batter on the pot where there is water. You on the gas to the lowest heat. We need low heat for this. Now when you're using water, you're steaming the cake. I've not tried that one yet, but I'm sure it's not going to give you the same taste and consistency when you're doing dry baking. It won't give you the same consistency and taste. Now, if you don't want to do the water method, which is steaming, you want to do dry baking, you can either use sand. If you are using sand, you place your sand, pick fine sand, place it in the pot, then you put your cake batter inside. Or now sand, you have to be very careful when using sand because sand gets hot easily and it can make your cake burn quickly. So you have to use a very low heat, or you use stones. When I mean stone, I don't mean anyhow stone, I mean gravels. You use gravel, level the gravel in the pot. Just level the gravel in the pot, not too much. Just level the gravel in the pot. Then place the cake pan on top of it with low heat, and your work will be done. Or if you don't want to do that, the easiest method you can use, if you know a gas head. I don't have a gas head here. If you have a gas head, something like this. Yes, something like this is perfect. If this gas head can enter this pot, I can use this. I can use this to bake it. Something like this is perfect. Those gas head, just make sure it can enter the pot you are using. You can find a smaller one. You just place it in the pot. Then you put this your cake batter on top. So the only thing now, the heat from that your gas, you load the gas very well. The heat from the gas will be hitting the gas head and directly to your pot. Trust me, when you do that method, your cake will come out fine. It won't even burn as far as your heat is low. So for me, I'm going to be using gravels because I want to use my gas head to cook something else. So I went over to pick some gravels. You can see what this is gravels. This thing that they used to work. You can just go outside your house. You can sit on the floor or while they are working. Now make sure your pan is hot. And you just place the stones in. So this is how it looks like after I've placed all the stones I picked up. So just make sure it covers the pot. Then you leave the stones to get hot a bit. After it's hot a bit, you take your cake pan and you place it on top. Now make sure your cake pan is more higher than the pot you're using. Then you cover your pot. You're already cooking in low heat. Cover your pot and leave it. Just leave it for close to 1 hour because this is a very slow method. And if you are using stove, it will be more slow if you are using stove. So if you are using gas, make sure you load this gas to the end. Make sure it's very low. This is still high, but this is the lowest of this gas. That's why I'm just making use of it like that. So all you have to do now is to just cover the pot and let the heat bake the cake. You can come every 30 minutes to check on the cake to see how far it has gone. But I know it's going to take like up to 1 hour for this cake to bake, or even more. Now, if you want to know if the cake is ready, I'm going to show you something like this, or maybe a stick or something. Just place it inside the cake. That's after this cake has taken up to 1 hour on the fire. You place it in the cake, but you can check every 30 minutes or so. You know, overdo and maybe the cake burn. You can just place it inside the cake, or you just place the edge, the mount inside the cake. If you bring it out and it is dried as it is like this, that means the cake is ready. But when you bring it out and it's wet, like there's still batter on top, meaning the cake is not yet ready. If the inside is not ready yet, don't bring it out. That's why you use this method to check if the inside of that cake is ready. All you have to do is this sec or something, anything, can use anything that you can easily see if it is wet or dried. Place it inside, open the pot, You place inside the batter and you bring it out. Now this cake I just put it that like this. If it's still showing like wet like this, meaning the cake is not ready. But when it's dried up like this, dried like it's not showing any wet, meaning the cake is ready. Then you bring it out. And I will show you how you can turn it into the cake board or whatever surface you want to turn it into. You have to be very, very careful when you do.
Action.
So this is after 30 minutes. Now let's check this. Now I check this side, it is dried. Check this side, it is dried. Now let's check the middle. This is my gas. It's not as low as I wanted it. So let's see if the middle is done. You can see it is not ready. This is the reason why I said make sure the heat is very low. Now the reason why this my gas is like this because I cannot reduce it more than this. This is the lowest. Now if you are using those cylinder gas, it can low more than this, so make sure it is very low. But if it's not low, you have something like this whereby the sides is ready, the sides are ready, but the middle is not yet ready, and you cannot just bring out the cake when the middle is not even up to done. Now this is what will not be making the cake to get burnt. This is how the cake will get burnt. Now there's nothing I can do about this. All I have to do is to leave it like that because I don't have those cylinder gas that I can reduce to the lowest. This is my lowest, and my lowest is still too high to bake this cake with a gas. After following all my instructions, now look at our cake is ready. But the middle, everything is ready. You can see, very, very, very fluffy. I will teach you how to turn this cake now, but let's remove it from the pan and let it cool down. So you can see our cake is now cool and it's already ready. I'm going to teach you how to flip this cake perfectly. Even if you want to use a flat plate you have at home, or you are using a cake board, maybe you are doing the cake for somebody or something like that. Now all you have to do is just place the plate or the board or whatever you are going to use to turn this cake. Now you can place something on there, like a spoon or cloth or whatever you want to place. Then all you have to do is flip it. Once it's flipped like this, if it did not come out easily like this, just hit the edges. Take it back. Now, you come here. Use your spoon or whatever you need to bring the cake out. This happens when you put the batter in the cake pan for too long. When you put it for too long before you start when you want to flip it, it's a bit hard now. From here, the cake can easily flip. And this is just like a cake for testing. Now, so this is how it looks like. Even with my pot, even with my cake, my gas that is still high and not soft. This is what came out. Look how fluffy this cake is. Look how fluffy it is. See how fluffy it is. This is a perfect vanilla cake. If you missed our vanilla cake recipe, just click the video you are seeing now and go and watch it. Very fluffy, very nice, very soft, very soft. To make this for a family to enjoy it. See, you can see how fluffy this is. Can we food like you see? It's so delicious and very fluffy. And another thing about cake is that when it's hot, it's giving a different taste and a different vibe. Just leave it to cool or for 24 hours. It's going to give a different taste entirely. That's why when the cake is hot, that's why we do testing. We test it when it's hot. I'm sorry. Then when it's cold, like not when it's cold, like after 24 hours, the remaining cake, still test it. Like it will give a different cake from when the different taste from when you tested it before. Like after 24 hours, it's going to give a different taste. That's why vanilla cake is one of my best type of cake. One of my best type of cake, like vanilla cake, and it's the most popular cake that we know.